Hello. I can't tell if everything is as it should be right. I'm going to do a quick sound check to see if we are actually connected. And I'm going to um, cover up where the cat tore up the couch. So we are in my home. I'm going to ask my buddy Jenny to text me and let me know if we have good sound right now. Can you send me a quick text and let me know if we're hearing good sound? I think that you were close to your phone. Let me move a couple distractions away. I'm having some technical difficulties. Just trying to figure out a place to share yoga with you today. I have a small space, and so there's this one little strip of floor I'm able to use to practice yoga in this room. So we're all set up. I will try to adjust the camera angle a few times, but you know, we're all home, and I know some of you have some great space to practice, and some of you are fitting it in the cracks. So we'll go ahead and get started, though. So if you want to move on to your back, I encourage you, if you like, you can take some. You can play some music that will be accompanying your practice if there's another device that you can use. But go ahead and rest on your back in any shape that feels good. Today, you might take the possibility of knocking your knees in, so placing your feet wide on the mat and knocking them in toward one another. That's a great way to reduce some tension from the low back. And let your arms rest maybe a little wider out, just to create a sense of surrender. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Another deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Just settle into this space. Settle into the moment, recognizing that nothing is in its typical fashion right now. We're all a little out of our element in more ways than one. And so we are finding on this mat in this time the chance to connect with the present moment and to connect with ourselves in body, mind, and spirit, and to connect with God, in whom we live and move and have our being, including our yoga practice. And so take stock of how you are right now, noticing any tension in the body, noticing any tension in the mind. If you have that feeling of unease, or perhaps you have a lightness, you have the capacity to roll with the punches, and you're thriving. However you are, I won't make assumptions. I really just encourage you to check in with yourself in this moment, body, mind, and spirit. Giving your space to feel however you feel, and very intentionally opening yourself to the presence of God, that spirit that is ever present, ever loving, ever guiding, everlasting. And we turn our energy toward that spirit, recognizing that God is the source of our strength, the one in whom we place our trust, not only in times of joy, but also in times of trial. Take another deep inhale, open mouth exhale, sighing it all out. If you do have your knees knocked together, go ahead and take some windshield wipers, dropping your knees to the left and to the right. Draw your knees up to your chest, pressing the small of your back into the floor. Tee out your arms and drop your knees to the left, coming into a very gentle, easy twist. Now, you might want to reach for a pillow if you need to place something underneath your knees and you are without a block. It's a good option to reach for something that you just have on hand if you know you want that support. Continue to breathe. Inhale back through center, dropping the knees to the right. Maybe noticing any subtle differences left to right side. Noticing the compression of the belly and how that affects the breath. Come back through center, drawing knees into chest once more, giving yourself a little squeeze, maybe a subtle rocking back and forth, side to side. Release arms to your side and stretch your feet out toward the ceiling, letting your feet reach toward the sky, straightening out through the knees, not hyperextending the knees, but enough so that you feel a little stretch along the back side of your legs. Breathe into the sensation, noticing the way the energy floats down into the core from your feet. Take a deep inhale, press the palms of your hands into the earth, and on your exhale, lower your legs about 30 degrees. Then pause, inhale, lower another 30 degrees, pause for an inhale. Exhale, lower to a hover. Your body may be shaking. You can probably hear the shake in my voice. Draw the knees into the chest, feeling that release of all that effort, all that energy. We are strengthening our core. Body, mind, and spirit. We need a strong core. Extend the feet to the sky once more. We'll take this one more time. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, lower 30 degrees. Pause for the inhale. Exhale, lower another 30 degrees. Pause for the inhale. Exhale, lower to a hover. Draw the knees into the chest. This time taking your knees a little wider, taking a modified happy baby. Drop your feet to the earth. Extend your hands at your sides. And we'll take a dynamic bridge. So first, just inhale, lift your hips high. Exhale to lower. Try to use the thighs, not the glutes. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. On your next inhale, lift your hands above your head. I'm going to hit my chair, so just make whatever adjustments you need to make. Exhale to lower. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. One more time. Inhale to rise. Lift the hips high. Exhale to lower. Extend your legs long once more. Find your good morning stretch, feeling the whole front side of the body expand, creating space. And We'll make our way to an easy seat. If you want to rock and roll, you may, or you might just come to rise to a seat. Fluttering your eyes shut. Resting your hands on your knees. Consider what it is you need from your practice today. Consider what you hope to offer to your practice today, what you have to give on your mat. Maybe today you just need to do a happy baby or a child's pose for 20 minutes. Whatever it is you need, take what you need and leave anything that doesn't serve you. We'll draw our intentions to our heart center, pressing hands together in front of the chest. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Might not feel like a community breath, but we are indeed a community, this faith and flow community. One more communal breath. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. May the movements of our bodies, the intentions of our spirits, and the meditations of our minds be one with you, O God, the ground of our being. Amen. You can flutter your eyes open. We'll begin to fire up the Ujjayi breath, taking inhales through the nose and exhales through the nose, creating a slight constriction of the muscles in the throat so that there's an oceanic sound created. So with each inhale through the nose and each exhale through the nose, you hear and feel the breath in the throat. This is our Ujjayi Pranayama, the breath of victory. Begin to link breath to movement. Inhale to lift your hands high, send your gaze up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. Inhale to rise. Exhale, turn and twist to one side, pressing one hand against the knee to ever so subtly deepen the twist. The other hand can rest on the floor, propping the spine up, lifting the crown of the head toward the ceiling. Breathe into that subtle twist, being mindful not to take it too deep. Inhale to rise, lifting the hands high. Exhale to the other side. Once again, only taking the twist as deep as is wise for your body today. Inhale back through center. This time, goal post the arms as you exhale, lifting the heart. Feel that stretch across the chest. Inhale to rise. Exhale to open the heart. Inhale to rise. To that Ujjayi breath if you lost it. Really using the breath to calm the mind, to bring focus and intention. We'll make our way to a tabletop position. So you'll stack shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. Splay out your hands wide so that you're creating starfish shapes with your hands, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. Press the earth away. Inhale, drop your belly, send your gaze high. Cat pose. or cow pose. Exhale for cat. Curve the spine, send the gaze to the navel. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale to a neutral tabletop position. Inhale your right hand high, stacking shoulder over shoulder as much as you're able. Exhale, thread the needle. Draw that hand behind your planted forearm. Drop your cheek to the mat. I'll turn just in case that's a little too tricky. Not sure if you can see me, but just in case you can. You want to feel a nice stretch along the upper back. The hand can spider crawl forward or wrap around the back, whatever feels good. If you get into a position and discover that it doesn't feel good, you can just come out of it. There's no need to stay in a position that doesn't feel good. One more breath. Press into the left hand. Inhale the right hand high. Exhale back to your tabletop position. Take some side to side movement. This always seems to feel really good at this point in the practice. I don't really know why. It's just that lateral movement right now is just what the body needs. Inhale the left hand high. Exhale, pull it through for your thread the needle on the second side. Again, whatever variation works for you, a couple different options. Keep the hips high, roughly over the knees. And don't forget to breathe. Not holding the breath, but staying present and curious about the breath. Anytime distractions arise, simply let them go. Perhaps so many more distractions than we're used to from our usual yoga space. And so be gentle with yourself. Give yourself the grace to be distracted and let it go without it affecting your practice. Inhale the left hand high. Exhale, release. Take your knees wide, sink back onto your hips, walk your hands forward, press your forehead into the mat. If that isn't an option, you might reach for a nearby pillow and press the forehead onto a pillow so that you get that contact between the third eye center and a surface. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Ujjayi, inhale. Ujjayi, exhale. Child's pose is always available to you anytime you need to reconnect, to rest. Come back up through your tabletop position. Extend your right hand forward, your left foot back. Once again, might find that you're kicking the chair behind you. Just adjust. Take whatever variations, modifications you might need. Find a nice stretch in either direction so the heel of your foot is reaching far back toward the back of your room. The front of the hand is reaching toward the front of the room, the thumb toward the sky. Square your hips down so the left leg is not lifting up the hip. Bend your knee, reach back, see if you can find the foot. You might pull the foot down to find it and then kick back into it, opening up through the chest. I have been doing a lot of running these days, and so this stretch feels really good along the front of the leg. It's hard to stretch the front of the thigh. This is one of the great ways to do that. You'll notice you have a cow back here. So the stomach is, muscles are sort of stretched and open, and so just breathe as deeply as is comfortable. One more round of breath. Exhale to release. Shake that out. Maybe some cat-cows at your own pace. Perhaps turn your fingers in toward your hands. Stretch out your wrists. Maybe shake one, shake the other. And then we'll take that on the other side. So the left hand will come forward, thumb reaching toward the ceiling. Stamp the sole of the right foot against the back of your room. Find that length. You are the taffy being stretched in either direction. The hip is square, so not opening up, but square down in line with the left hip. Bend the knee, find the foot, kick back into your hand, opening up the chest, opening up the shoulder, and finding that delicious stretch of the front of your leg. Breathe into it. Stay present. This is what is real right now. One more inhale. Exhale to release. Once again, shake that out. Maybe some lateral movement. Some cat-cows at your own pace. Walk your hands forward this time. Now the hips will stay high here. I'm going to take this to the side. I think you'll be able to see a little better. Drop the forehead to the mat while keeping the hands extended out and the hips high. This is our melted heart pose. Full expression is actually to have the chin on the mat, but that's a little too intense for most of our cervical spines. So be gentle, be careful, listen to your body, feel that stretch along the underside of the arms. Inhale back through your tabletop, tuck your toes, exhale, downward facing dog. The hips come high, the heels reach toward the earth. Your fingers are splayed out wide. The index and thumb are pressing firmly into the mat. That J shape is activated. Perhaps bend into one knee, then the other, finding some organic, disorganized movement. Find some stillness. Press away from your wrists. So you're taking the weight out of the upper half of your body into the lower half of your body. This is our active resting pose, but it is a challenging one. So anytime you need to rest, perhaps bend your knees, listen to your body. That is, of course, something you'll hear over and over again. Walk your hands back to the back of your mat. Your feet can be out wide, at least hips width distance. Go ahead and let everything hang heavy. Reach for opposite elbows. Let your crown of your head reach toward the ceiling. Perhaps bend into one knee and then the other. Staying present to the moment. Continually offering yourself grace. Release your hands back to the mat. Heel toe your feet together so that your big toes touch and there's a sliver of space between your heels. Bend into your left knee and reach for the earth. Now, again, if it's too far away, you might find a pillow and place your hand on a pillow. So you want to be able to reach for the ground. Lift your right hand up high so your right leg is straight. You should feel a stretch along the right IT band. The twist in the torso. The lifted hand is strong and energized. Breathe into it. That Ujjayi breath guides the practice. Drop your gaze, drop your hand. Inhale, halfway lift. Neutralize the spine, flat back. Shoulders come away from the ears. Exhale to release. Bend into your right knee. Plant your right hand on the mat or a pillow. Inhale your left hand high. Now you'll feel the IT band stretch along the left leg. Breathe into that intensity. Notice the way the stretch subtly shifts. 2 breaths in, 4 breaths in, 6 breaths in. Drop your gaze, drop your hand. Inhale, halfway lift once more. Exhale, forward fold. Crown of the head toward the floor. Bend your knees, rest your belly on your thighs. You can reach back and find your ankles. So it can be just the back of your ankles here. Or if you want to take a deeper variation, cup your heels like you're hiding the numbers on your bowling shoes. Drop the crown of your head toward the earth and very subtly begin to lift the hips, not so much straightening the legs, but using your hands to draw the crown of your head closer to the earth as you lift up through the hips. Again, this can be done with just the hands on the ankles. The whole time, keep your belly resting on your thighs, so you're not losing that compression. That's where the benefit of the pose can be found. Release the grasp of your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, feeling the echo of that compression. Exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands out to your downward facing dog. Inhale to shift forward to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll move into the shoulders here. Inhale to plank. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat space. Inhale, halfway lift, again, neutral, flat spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root to rise. Now that I'm standing, I'm gonna shift the camera angle a bit. The hands are reaching, you're feeling the side body stretch. Toes are touching, sliver of space between your heels. Perhaps release as much of the tension in your shoulders as you're able. Exhale, lift your heart, opening up into your very gentle back bend. Inhale back through center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root to rise, finding that length here once more. Exhale, gentle back bend. Inhale, back to your Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to a plank pose. I'm gonna try a different camera angle. I can see that the light isn't working so well for us right now. So you're in your plank position. From plank, find a flat back. You can always drop to your knees if the hips are sinking or falling. Inhale to hinge forward. Exhale, lower halfway down, and then release all the way to the earth. Untuck your toes. Inhale, baby cobra, lifting the chest, the heart, very little weight in the hands. Exhale to release. Toes are pressing into the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Engage your toes. Come up through plank or tabletop. Tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog, pressing the hips back once more. Take a child's pose for just one moment, pausing to reconnect with the breath. Remember your intention. And from your child's pose, inhale up through tabletop. Tuck your toes, exhale, downward facing dog. We will flow through one more sun salutation, modified sun salutation. Inhale to hinge forward, bend your knees, and travel to the top of the mat. That can be a hop or a jump or a step, however you get there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root to rise. Exhale, gentle back bend. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, back to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back. Inhale to hinge forward. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. And we'll set up for our next sequence. I'm trying to find a better camera angle here, and it's just not quite working. So bear with me. We'll do the best we can under the circumstances we have. See how that goes if I take it a little bit away from the windows. Go ahead and meet me in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. So chair pose, you sink back into your imaginary seat. Arms reaching tall at your sides. Take a quick glimpse down. You can see your toes. So if you can't, then sink your hips back a little further just to protect your knees. Take your shoulders away from your ears, but fire up your triceps. Spin the pinkies slightly inward. Take maybe an inch deeper into the chair position. Exhale, airplane your arms, sending your arms back in a straight line. Again, triceps are fired up. Inhale, chair. Exhale, airplane. Legs are burning. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold, let go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step your left leg back. Release your left knee to the mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Oh my goodness, that hip flexor stretch feels so good. We store so much in our hips, physical tension and emotional samskaras is the word in Sanskrit. Grief and sadness, unresolved feelings all get stored in the hips. So intentionally find some release here. Offer up whatever is arising to God in prayer. Feel your arms raised in surrender, in praise, and whatever it is you need to cultivate in your body, mind, and spirit today. Exhale, drop your hands, come up off your back knee. Plant your left hand next to your right foot. Inhale your right hand high. Easy twist. We're going to take a tricky move here, so no worries if you fall out. Get light on your fingertips on your left hand. Get light, get light, get light. Inhale, revolved crescent. So your left hand is reaching toward the front of your space, your right hand toward the back. You have a deep bend in your front knee. It's a very intense stretch, but we are going to find a release in a warrior two. I'm sorry, I'm facing and turn to face the other way. So you still have a nice deep bend in your front knee, reaching as far as you can in either direction. Shoulders are directly over hips. Your back foot is roughly parallel with the back of your mat. Flip your palm, inhale, reverse your warrior, high-fiving the back wall. Feeling that stretch along the side body. Inhale back to your warrior two. Straighten through your front leg. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, triangle pose. The left hand reaching toward the sky, left shoulder pulling back, opening up through the chest. Wheel your hands down. Step back to your plank pose and make a decision. You can flow through a vinyasa, or you might take a child's pose, or you might go straight to your downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Ujjayi, inhale. Ujjayi, exhale. Inhale to look forward, bend your knees, and travel to the top of your mat space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. We've been here before, so all those same micro adjustments. You can see your knees, your weight is in your heels, so much so that you can even lift your toes off the mat. Arms are reaching, shoulders are released. There's a softness in the upper back, even with the intensity of fierce chair pose. Exhale, airplane your arms. Perhaps come on to the ball mounts of your feet, finding a slight balancing pose. Exhale to release. Inhale to your chair. One last time. Exhale, forward fold, letting it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Always so important to neutralize the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Step your right foot back. Release your right knee to the earth. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Again, feel the compression in the left hip and the release in the right. Check in with your shoulders if you're hunching them up toward your ears, or if you're finding that balance of effort and effortlessness. Check in with your jaw if you're clenching your jaw. Exhale to release your hands to the mat. Come up off your back foot, your back knee. Plant your right hand next to your left foot. Inhale your left hand high. Again, you're going to begin to create some lightness in your right hand, lifting up with your strong obliques. Inhale to your revolved crescent. It's an intense twist. It's a detoxifying posture, strengthening posture, a challenging balancing posture. One more inhale. Exhale, warrior two to the front of your space. All those same micro adjustments, spinning your front knee out to the outside edge of your foot. Finding length across the arms, softness across the back. Very subtle tuck of the pelvis. Flip your palm, inhale, reverse your warrior. Feeling that stretch along the side body, not making this a back bend, but staying with the side body stretch. Inhale back to your warrior two. Straighten through your front legs, so both legs are straight. Front foot, toes are facing the front of the room. Back toes are facing the side. Inhale to reach, reach, reach forward. Exhale, triangle pose. So many angles here, so much strength in the core, the obliques. Breathe into it. Inhale to reverse your triangle. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, finding your low lunge. Step back to your plank. Make a decision if you need a vinyasa or if you don't. Take what you need, leave the rest behind. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Ujjayi, inhale. Ujjayi, exhale. Inhale to look forward, and on your exhale, travel to the top of your mat space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pausing here for a moment to reclaim your breath, your physical and emotional equanimity, to notice that you are still on your mat, you are still in the moment. Inhale your right knee to a 90-degree angle and pause here. Exhale, open up through the hip. Find your tree pose. Avoid the knee so you can kickstand the foot. You can press against the shin or the thigh. If you feel stable, you might lift your hands high. Engage through your core to support the posture. Noticing the way all of your body weight is resting on that one foot, perhaps a kickstand, doing so much work, the foot. Arch is engaged. The mind is focused. Draw your hands to heart center. Knee back to the midline. And step forward on your mat, pausing for a moment in a pyramid pose. Hinging forward at the waist with a flat back until you feel that stretch along the side body. We won't take it all the way into a full pyramid, but just this Ardha pyramid, this halfway lift pyramid with a flat back, stretch along the back side of the leg. Inhale back to stand, draw the foot back in line. Gather your weight into your right leg. Inhale your left leg to a 90-degree angle. Again, pause here, building strength in the standing leg. Exhale to open up. Find your tree variation on the second side. Noticing that tree is a hip opener. Continuing to protect the knee, growing the branches once more. If that feels good on this side, let it go if it doesn't. Notice the quality of the breath. Return to the Ujjayi breath if you lost it. Draw hands back through heart center. Knee back to the midline. Release the foot to the pyramid leg. Exhale, forward fold, just until you find that flat back stretch along the backside of the left foot. Maintaining your prayer hands unless you need to drop them to find some balance. Take what you need here. Inhale to rise. Turn to the side of your mat, or widen your stance a little wider, toes in, heels out. Find your hips with your hands. Exhale into your wide-legged forward fold, releasing the crown of your head toward the ceiling, perhaps reaching for opposite for your ankles. Trust your weight into the ball mounts of your feet. Staying here to absorb all the benefits of this inversion. The heart over the head. Release your ankles if you took that bind. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk back to your low lunge. Step back to a plank and release your hips up to find your downward facing dog. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way to the earth. Slowly, slowly, slowly. The whole front side of the body landing at the same time. Goal post your arms on either side of your head. Shoulders and elbows in line. Draw your feet together and exhale all your stale air. And on your next inhale, lift everything off the mat, finding your locust pose. Don't crane your head, but keep a nice flat back. Exhale, let it go. Pause for one breath to regain your focus. Release your back, and we'll take one more locust variation. So whatever locust works for you, exhale all your stale air. You might take a bind behind your back. You might take a full locust with your arms in front of your head or out to the sides, or just goal post again. Inhale everything up off the mat using your strong back. And exhale to release. Send yourself back to a child's pose. It will take some effort to get there, but it will feel so good when you arrive in your child's pose. Feeling the release of your hips, the arms stretched out long. You were here earlier in the practice, and so now is an opportunity to check in with how you feel at this point after these moments of intentional breath and movement. Continue the Ujjayi breath. Inhale to rise through your tabletop. Swing your legs around to the front of your space. Inhale your hands up high and exhale into your forward fold. You can lead with your heart and then drop your chin to your chest if that feels good. Accepting wherever it is you reach today. Releasing any distractions, inviting your mind and body and spirit to all remain present. Your intention was to stay here, to do this practice, to engage this spirit. So we remain in place, we remain together, though we are separate. Inhale to rise. Bend your right leg, stamp the sole of your foot on the outside of your left knee. Plant your right hand behind you on the mat. Inhale your left hand high. Exhale into your half lord of the fishes. Nice deep stretch, deep twist of the spine. Not taking it deeper than is wise. You might turn your head to the back of the room. Inhale back to the front. Untuck, untwist your legs and set up to take this on the other side. So the left foot on the outside of the right leg. Plant your left hand on the mat. Inhale your right hand high. Exhale into the half lord of the fishes on the second side. Lots of detoxifying postures today. The lungs are very constricted in this deep twist, and so Breathe into that compression. With twists, they say that the benefits are actually just after you release from the posture. And so it is now, as we come back through center, that you truly absorb the benefits of the twist. Extend your arms long in front of you and slowly lower all the way to your mat, finding your good morning stretch, the length of your body. Inhale, knees up to your chest. Rock and roll side to side, gently releasing any tension, finding the flat part of your back against the mat. Release the soles of your feet to the mat. Cross your right leg over your left. This can be a great place to stay. Bend, like flex your foot so that you are protecting your knee. If you like, you can lift your left foot off the mat, reach through, find your supine pigeon pose, getting into the hip. Breathe into the posture, staying present. Any feelings that arise, just noticing and accepting without judgment, cultivating self-compassion in every moment of your practice. Release the left foot back to the mat. Switch out your legs. Again, remember to flex your left foot. Protect your knee. Take whatever variation worked for you. Unless you find that things are just not symmetrical, in which case, honor your body. Take what this side needs. If it's a different depth, just let that be. One more deep inhale. One more exhale. And release. Take the soles of your feet together, knees wide. Place one hand on your belly and the other on your chest. Pause here for 3 deep belly breaths at your own pace. The end of your third breath, draw your knees into close, bring them up to your chest, reach for opposite sides of your feet, outside edges of your feet, finding your happy baby, rocking side to side, gentle massage against the mat. Consider if there are any last postures that you need to take to even out your practice, to complete what you need. Perhaps you take a shoulder stand, another twist, anything that you need to feel that you've completed your practice today. And when you are ready, invite you to move into your final Shavasana pose. Extend your legs long, arms at your sides. Toes can splay out comfortably. Here we release the breath. So deep inhale, sigh it out. Stay on your mat as you release any need to control the breath, any need to engage the muscles. Begin to bring some gentle movement back into your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, turning your head one direction and then the other. Make your way with as little or as much movement as you need into a fetal position. Powerful symbol of rebirth and renewal after our Shavasana corpse pose. Dwell here for a moment in gratitude. It is such a gift to be able to practice, even in these circumstances, even with this imperfect space and imperfect technology. Still, here we are on our mats, connecting with open hearts, engaging our best and highest intentions in body, mind, and spirit, and entering into that beautiful communion with the Spirit of God who is powerfully present among us. Make your way to an easy seat, keeping your eyes fluttered shut. Draw your hands into your heart center. And once again, though we are separate, we are a community, and we will breathe in unison. Deep inhale, open mouth exhale. The light, the love, and the teacher in me misses you terribly, yet sees, honors, and is deeply grateful for the light, the love, and the teacher in each of you. Draw thumbs to third eye center and bow. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you feel good. I will try to work on little glitches for next time. Just keep practicing, keep taking care of yourselves, keep sheltering in place and social distancing. Hope that you will tune in for worship on Sunday at 9:30, and be well. All my love, and keep in touch. Peace.